You are listening to the USDN on the DFPN.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of 2025. And as always, I'm bringing you my new comic book day recommendations for the week of 4th of June, as well as my top 5 from last week. So let's jump into that top 5. And coming in at number 5, we have from Image, You'll Do Bad Things, issue 3 by Tyler Boss, art by Adriano Turtulici, cover by Adriano Turtulici, and lettering is by Hassan. Tremendous book. Highly recommend you checking this out if you can. Now, coming in at number 4, we have We're Taking Everybody Down With Us from Image Comics, and this is issue 3 by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Stefano Landini, and cover by Stefano Landini, colors by Jason Wordy, and Hassan also did the lettering on this book. Another tremendous book. And honestly, We're Taking Everybody Down With Us and You'll Do Bad Things are interchangeable. They're so good. Now, coming in at number 3 this week, we have from Image and Ghost Machine, we have Hornsby and Halo, issue 7 by Peter J. Tomasi, art by John Cleese and Peter Snedberg. And this is the Alessandro Vitti cover. And John Cleese did the cover colors on this book. Great series. Check it out. Ghost Machine, killing it right now. Up next at number 2, we're going Hyde Street, issue 6 by Jeff Johns, art by Francis Portela, cover by Kyle Hotz. And the cover colors was done by Dan Brown, and interiors were done by Brad Anderson. Another really, really great book. Can't recommend Ghost Machine enough to y'all, man. Check them out. They are tremendous. Now I'm going to do 2 honorable mentions this week, both of them from Image. First one up is Dark Honor. This was issue 1 by Ethan Satz, K.S. Bruce, and Brian DeCubelis, with art by Fico Ozio, and he also did the cover. And the next honorable mention I'm going to give you is Mommy Blog. And this is by Marguerite Bennett, and art and cover was by Eleonora Carlini. Both of those honorable mentions this week. Amazing books. And then coming in at number 1 this week, we're going Oni Press, The Goddamn Tragedy, issue 1 by Chris Condon, art by Sean Kouwer-Niru, and cover by Oliver Dominguez. Fantastic start to a great series. This is going to be a good one. Check it out. Now let's jump into this week's new comic book day, where we saw 296 new issues and 584 releases overall. And as always, we're going to break this down by publisher, and we're going to start with Marvel. Now, to do that, we have to get in our X-Wing and go to a galaxy far, far away, and we're going Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue 4 by Mark Guggenheim, art by Matty Musabekov, and the cover is by Raza, colors by Luis Guerrero, and lettering by Clayton Cowles. The galactic chase to end all chases. Phaedra from Han Solo and Chewbacca has stolen thousands of credits from Jabba the Hutt. And now Aura Singh, Zam Wessel, and Bane Maller and the entire galaxy is after her, including Jedi Knights Qui-Gon Jinn and Shaak Ti. And this is starring Jango Fett. Really, really cool book. I've enjoyed this series a lot. I enjoyed them telling different series that we didn't see in the movies. So that's always fun. Check it out if you can. And we're not done with the galaxy far, far away, as we have Star Wars, The High Republic, Fear of the Jedi, issue 5 by Kevin Scott. Art by Marika Cresta, cover by Phil Noto, color by Jim Campbell, and lettering by Ariana Mayer. A call to arms, the Geos under attack. Republic forces outnumbered and outgunned. With the Battle of Eridu and the fate of the Republic hanging in the balance, Jedi Marshal Keeve Trennis addresses the galaxy. The end of the war is coming, but who will pay the ultimate price? Also been a very fun series. I enjoy the High Republic era stories. Highly recommend you checking them out if you can. And I believe they just dropped a new book on this one, if I'm not mistaken. Now going over to Dark Horse for the week, we have Arcana Royale, issue 2 by Cullen Bunn, art by A.C. Zamudio, and he also did the cover. Color by Bill Crabtree and lettering by Josh Reed. Hudson Tremaine has seen it all, but that doesn't mean she can't bite off more than she can chew from time to time, especially when she's playing in a card tournament for the fate of reality. She might be intent on winning, but the truth of the Arcanos Mysterinos might be more than she can handle. Issue 1 of this was really good. Issue 2, great pickup from issue 1. Really enjoying this one so far. Recommend it if you can get your hands on it. Going over to Boom Studios this week, we have a new premiere with Be Not Afraid. Issue 1, written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle, art by Lissandro Esterin, and covers by Rico Murakami and Abigail J. Harden. Cora Reams lived the isolated life, a simple farm girl, until one fateful summer day, prophetic visions brought her a visitor made of pure light, an angel. In the aftermath, Cora gave birth to a child, a Nephilim, the offspring of an angel and a human woman, seemingly endued with evil itself. 17 years later, that child's cherubic appearance can no longer hide his monstrous nature. Frauds boil in their skin as he passes. Crops rot. The town people live in fear, knowing that atrocities follow closely behind him. Now, on the eve of his 18th birthday, Cora receives a new vision. Heaven itself has called upon her to destroy the abomination born of her own flesh and blood. This is going to be a good series. I like these types of stories a lot, whether it be a movie, a book, or a comic book. They're always fun. Highly recommend you checking this one out. Now, staying in Boom Studios, we're going over to The Last Boy, issue 3 by Dan Panesian, art by Alessio Avalon, and covers by Dan Panesian. Peter Pan defeated. The last boy has suffered his first ever loss in Neverland, a shocking turn of events that leaves most everyone stunned and unsure of how to deal with this strange new threat. With the Neverbird's nest and Neverland Forest now in danger, Peter's will is put to the test as he's forced to find a way to drive it back. In London, Wendy's own troubles seem to escalate as tensions rise with her new fiancé. Dan Panesian is absolutely killing it with this book. It's been so good. Can't recommend it enough to y'all. Next, we're going over to Dynamite this week. We got a new premiere with Captain Planet, issue 1 by David Papose, art by Iman Casalos, cover by Jay Lee and June Chung. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart, with their powers combined, they summon Earth's greatest champion, Captain Planet. But they need to learn to trust each other first. Gaia, the latest high priestess of the Earth, has been kidnapped. Our Planeteers are forced to come together against this newly formed might of Lucian plunder. Even with Captain Planet on their side, will it be enough to save the very Earth itself? This has been lingering around for a while. Everybody's known it was coming. I was excited to pick it up and give it a read. Don't know how far I'm going to go with this one, but I'm at least going to give issue 1 a read. And if I enjoy it, I'll stick with it for a little bit. But Dynamite's been absolutely nailing it on these reboots they've been doing. So Captain Planet's out now. Check it out at your local comic book shop. Going over to Oni Press this week. And we're going Adventure Time, issue 3 by Nick Wynn and Derek M. Ballard, art by George Malongo and Derek Ballard, and cover by George Malongo. It's art time. Princess Bubblegum and Marceline have made a gallery for the ages, a celebration of the finest paintings the Candy Kingdom has to offer. Best buds Finn and Jake have taken a break from their quest to find the Enchiridion to accompany Flame Princess to the show, but it turns out to be anything but a relaxing date. Totally not a date, Jake. When the Impressionist shows up, seeking to create a kingdom of his own, this wannabe maestro is trapping everyone inside his totally boring paintings. What the heck? Will Finn's algebraic drawing skills be able to stand up to the challenge? Will Jake ever get to draw any hands? Will Ice King stop eating the art? This has been such a fun series. I really enjoy Adventure Time, and Nick Wynn and Derek Ballard's been absolutely nailing it on this book. Enjoying the writing, the art. Fun series. Check it out if you can. Staying in Oni Press, and we're going to what's become one of my favorite books of the summer, and that's going to be Plague House. Issue 3 by Michael W. Conrad, art by Dave Chisholm, cover by Chloe Brailsford. Enter this haunted house, but beware. You might just leave with a few more ghosts of your own. The crew of ghost hunters, separated, jealous, and suspicious of each other, reels in the wake of an unexpected and violent loss. Dell tries to cleanse a location like he always does, but not before Holland takes it on themselves to find the answer and confronts a curse as deep and pernicious as blood soaking into the earth, but is dealt up to the task required of him. This has been one of the series of the summer. Really enjoyable. Great series. Check it out if you can. Staying in Oni Press, and we're going with a new premiere, and it's called The Sixth Gun. This is going to be a one-shot for y'all. And this is called The Road to the Six, written by Cullen Bunn, art by Brian Hurt, and covers by Brian Hurt and Greenwood. The road to the Six starts here, before the Sixth Gun rages back into existence in this summer's long-awaited reunion from co-creators Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt. Bridge the gap between the explosive finale of the landmark original series and the powerful new chapter soon to be written with a self-contained one-shot prelude featuring 3 all-new stories, leading directly into the Sixth Gun's 15th anniversary celebration. A terrible dream lies buried deep in the earth, a powerful dream that the mysterious worldwide cabal of magic users will stop at nothing to realize. With the power of the Sith alive in the world, it's only a matter of time before the weapons are reborn in new hands. The return of Bunn and Hurt's classic weird Western can't be stopped. A tale of calamitious fate and those who try to resist it. Soon, the Sixth Gun will be reborn. We need more comments about Westerns. I'll say it. Looking forward to this one. Going over to Madcave this week, and we're going Pop Kill issue 4 by Dave Johnson and Jimmy Palmiotti, art by Juan Santa Cruz, cover by Andrew Robinson and J. Scott Campbell. Colors by Brian Reber, and lettering is by Sean Connaught. Pop, Fizz, Bang. The conclusion of a pulse-pounding cocktail of sabotage, seduction, and soda-fueled frenzy. The Color Wars are reaching a bubbling overpoint, and nothing is off limits. Feuding billionaire brothers, once conjoined twins, now wage all-out war through subterfuge, espionage, and hired guns. As both corporations close in, Dina and John must decide whether to surrender to their bosses, their hearts, or a plan so explosive it could bubble over into chaos. Still working on getting the first 2 issues of this, but I've loved what I've read so far. It has been really good. If you can get your hands on an issue of Pop Kill, highly recommend it. Give it a read. Now we're going over to the Keenspot this week, and we're going Mark Spears' Monsters, issue 5, and it's written by Mark Spears. He also does the art and the covers. And lettering this week was done by Micah Myers. The group of kids rushed to a nearby gas station, eager to call the sheriff and report the terrifying sight they saw at Old Man Crawley's place. But they're not alone. Hiding in the shadows, a savage werewolf is watching, and it's not about to let them leave alive. Meanwhile, Igor visits his green-skinned guest upstairs and decides it's time for a change. Taking matters into his own hands, he gives her a much-needed haircut, one that will leave her looking as bold and rebellious as ever. This is an awesome, Amazing Spider-Man cover variant. Or, sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Homage. There it is, homage for ASM. Awesome cover. Check out Mark Spears' Monsters if you can find a copy of it. It's difficult to do. Now we're going over to Titan Books this week with the new Gun Honey series, Heat Seeker Exposed, issue 1, written by Charles Ordai, art by Ace Continado, cover by Stanley Art Germ Lau, pencils by Ace Continado, inks by Juan Castro, colors by Asifer Rahman, and lettering by David Leach. When a relentless investigative reporter threatens to expose her criminal activities, mistress of misdirection Dahlia Racer needs to disappear. From the reporter, the police, and her own former clients who want to silence her permanently. I've always enjoyed this series. If you're in the crime noir type series, definitely check this one out. You'll enjoy it a lot. Now going over to Image this week, and we're not a lot from Image this week, oddly enough, which is weird. But I did pick up a couple of TPBs from them, and we're going to go to Ghost Machine to do it. We have Geiger TPB number 2 by Jeff Johns, art by Gary Frank, cover by Gary Frank, and it covers issues 1 through 6 and Geiger Ground Zeroes number 1 and 2. Fantastic. Love Geiger. Get your hands on a trade paperback and enjoy it as much as the rest of us do. Also out new this week is the third one, written by Jeff Johns, art by Paul Pelletier, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson, John Cleese, Andrew Hennessy, and Gary Frank did the cover, and Brad Anderson did the cover colors. This covers issues 7 through 9 and also has Ground Zeroes number 1 and 2. Fun series. Check it out. Now, also going over to the Spawn universe this week, we're going to start it with Sandwich Witch Case Files, issue number 14 by Jordan Barrow, art by Thomas Notchlick, covers by Raymond Gay and Don Aguilo, colors by FCO Placencia and Sheila Saldana, lettering by Tom Orzechowski. The truth is finally coming to light. There is a conspiracy brewing, and Sam and Twitch are about to blow it wide open. We all knew Twitch wouldn't to blame for everything. We knew it was a conspiracy coming. Check it out if you can. Sam and Twitch trade paperbacks are out now at your local comic book shop. Check them out if you can. Last this week from the Spawn universe, we're going to Scorched. And this is going to be issue 41 by John Layman, art by Steven Segovia, covers by Raymond Gay and Von Randall, and colors by Danae Ribeiro, and lettering by And World Design. Now that Viscerator has assembled her team to take out the Scorch, Jessica and crew decide to reach out to some old friends for help. Dope story, dope cover by Von Randall this week. Check this one out if you can. Trade paperbacks are also out on shelves at your local comic book shop or wherever you decide to buy your comic books from. Been a fun series. Check it out. That's all I got for you this week. That's it. Kind of a light week, and that's okay. Hope you enjoyed this episode of USDN Shorts. Check out my other social media platforms to see the rest of the covers that I picked up this week. Coming up Tuesday, I do have an interview. I'll be announcing that here in a little bit, but prepare for that. It's going to be a great interview with a really great artist. With that, this has been USDN Shorts, episode number 23, with my recommendations for June the 4th. And as always, this USDN short is USDN approved.